Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Steve Schlintz. Today I wanted to talk about something that I think everyone has experienced at one point in their life or another, or maybe multiple times. If you have seen any of my past videos, you know that I talk a lot about goals and goal setting, specifically A, B, and C-type goals. Now a C-type goal is a goal that you should be setting, and that's a goal that you really want, and you believe you can do it, you just don't know how to do it. Now the thing that I want to talk about today is something that happens quite frequently when you set a C-type goal, and that's what I refer to as the terror barrier. Now when you start to set C-type goals, you're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable at times, and that's natural. What I want to do is explain the process of why that feels so unnatural and what happens when we actually hit this so-called terror barrier and why it is so important to break through. There's really 4 steps that can be involved in the terror barrier. The first step is what I call bondage. Now bondage is basically our daily life. It's the conditioning that we have, which in this illustration we're going to refer to as X-type conditioning. Now X-type conditioning is the conditioning that you have all around you. It produces an X-type emotion in your subconscious mind. That creates an X-type vibration or energy in your body, which leads you to take X-type actions, which get X-type results. So your X is your bondage. It's your conditioning right now. It's not going to allow you to get to that C-type goal that you set. The next step is what we call reason. And this is when a Y idea, or what I'm going to refer to as your C-type goal, enters into your conscious or your thinking mind. Now nothing happens right now because as long as that Y-type idea is in your conscious mind, you can play with it, you can think about it, you can mentally rehearse all of those things, but there's no emotional involvement. And because there's no emotional involvement, there's no type of action and there's no type of fear that is associated with it because you're free to reject the idea at any time. This reason can lead to what we call the terror barrier, when you begin to emotionalize that Y-type idea. So if that Y idea is in the conscious mind, and you let that Y idea get into your subconscious mind, your emotional mind, or your feeling mind, all of a sudden you've experienced what we call the terror barrier. That's when all that fear and anxiety rushes to you, because now you have an emotional state that's chaotic. You have X-type conditioning, which produces one type of energy or level of vibration. Now you have a Y-type idea that's got emotionalized. That has a totally different vibration to it. And that X-Y vibration doesn't get along very well together. And so you feel this anxiety. You feel fear like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And all of a sudden, if you let that overcome you, you'll go right back into bondage. Now the key to breaking through and to experience the 4th step, which is what I call freedom, is that you know that this is going to happen every time you set a really big goal, and you understand that process. Understanding is the key to freedom. So as you get that terror barrier and that XY vibration's happening and you start to feel a little bit off, you just understand that this is just your body's way of trying to get you back into your comfort zone. And the longer you emotionalize that Y-type idea and you constantly have that spaced repetition of the Y idea in your emotional mind, you'll eventually start to have a Y-type vibration and a Y-type energy take over you. When that happens, you start to take Y-type actions and you're going to get Y-type results. All of a sudden, as you do that over and over and over again, the Y now becomes your new X. This is what we call freedom, where originally that Y was just an idea, and now it's part of your paradigm, it's part of your programming. Now here's the crazy part. Once you get to this new idea, and this becomes a new norm for you, what you begin to realize is the Y is now your bondage. And now you're ready to set an even more important goal because the Y has become the new X. So you can go through this process over and over and over again. And that's how growth actually occurs. So when you start to have really big ideas, whether you want to quit your job and start a new business, whether you want to buy a brand new house that you have no idea how you're going to be able to get, or maybe you have a personal or professional goal that I haven't talked about, This process is going to happen if that goal is big enough. Just be aware as it's happening, that's the key to success, because that terror barrier is trying to keep you where you're at, but you want to go someplace that you've never been before. And so if this message resonates with you, I hope you check out my website. It's www.mountainskycoaching.com, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.